Good morning. Happy Friday. What a beautiful morning God's blessed us with again. And just want to give you a thought, kind of an addendum from yesterday as I was talking about that idea of lamenting. And lamenting is a discipline that we must develop in our lives as believers because there's just too many emotions out there and too many feelings and too many disappointments and too much grief, too much sorrow as we go through this Christian life and seek to be truth in life. Our feelings will come and go. We have those emotions, they're God given. But in order to properly grieve when things happen in your life, maybe you're watching and you're dealing with sorrow, or you've lost a loved one, or you have something did not pan out like you wanted it to. You're disappointed, your expectations have been thwarted, or even, as I mentioned yesterday on a national level, many are grieving, many are sorrowful. But I want to talk to you about lamenting and just kind of give you 4 areas of lament. The first thing and you look throughout the Psalms and you look through Lamentations and you see this model that kind of jumps out at you. First of all, you cry out. The psalmist or whoever writes it, they cry out. Their soul is downcast and they're longing for God. They cry out. And as they're crying out, they remember. They remember God's faithfulness. They remember God's goodness to them in the past. And they recall past blessings to lead to present strength. Then there's a choice in that moment. They choose to trust. As they're processing the emotion, they're crying out to God in prayer, they're remembering. They choose to lean toward God and draw toward Him despite the despair. And then at the end of that lament, there's praise and hope. They declare God's hope and salvation and strength. Some things about lamenting, I want to give you some Psalms. If you want to read those Psalms, and I'll make it a discipline in your life, a practice in your life. Use those Psalms and use them as prayers to God. Give God's word back to Him. Psalm 13, I used that one yesterday. Psalm 22, Psalm 25, Psalm 34, Psalm 40, Psalm 42, Psalm 77. Even the 5 chapters of Lamentations where Jeremiah is seeing the ruins of Jerusalem, a national tragedy, and he's telling God, hey, life really stinks right now. The soul is downcast. They reflect on God's past blessings. They choose hope instead of despair, through the despair. And there's praise and hope there. So, application. Give yourself permission to feel. So many times we suppress those emotions or we talk to everybody else about those emotions except for God. Give yourself permission to feel. Be honest with God. Don't suppress those emotions. Bring that lament to God. You know that God is the only person that will hear your lament and your feelings and won't ever hold it against you. Then you choose His faithfulness. It gives balance. Choose the trust. Even when answers don't come immediately and you have no clue how things are going to happen, you trust His sovereignty, you trust His character, you trust His love. Then you move toward praise and hope. You worship Him. Throughout the scriptures, you see people, even Job worshiped Him when he lost everything. Then you share that with a trusted friend. After all that's done, you have that circle of accountability and you share that with your circle. Lamenting is not complaining. It's honestly before God. You are allowing your emotions to surface. You ground those emotions in truth. You preach the gospel to yourself, and that leads to hope and worship. I hope this has been a help to you. Develop that discipline of lamenting. That really helps us get through some dark days. That helps us get through good days, dark days, gets us through grief. And I hope that's a blessing to you. Just that little, that skeleton, that outline. Use that. Pray God's word back to Him and be honest with God. Allow Him to work in your life. Draw near to God. Draw nigh to God, and He'll draw near to you. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Be in prayer for our church. We have a historic day in our church on Sunday. We are voting on a new constitution and bylaws moving forward, and a lot of people have worked on that project, and we're in prayer for that. Be in church Sunday. We have Back to Church at our church. So if you've been out of church for a while, we'd love to have you back. Hey, Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.